emulators, customization, fun tournaments. Nintendo hates these things. A company so full of confusion on what their players want, causing controversy after controversy, is bound to be doomed to fail. So is releasing back-to-back bangers really enough to keep them alive? Well, yes, actually. As a major player in the gaming scene, the Nintendo community is always growing, but for such a fun company, the biggest question should never be to ask whether the company you love so much actually cares about you in the first place. So why does Nintendo have such odd practices? And as the greedy corporation they are, how do they emulate a good company? The final goal will always be money, but that doesn't stop them from rebooting fan favorite or long-awaited games. Fan service for games like Tomodachi Life, or specific games coming to Switch Online, or even super niche things like Froggy Chair in Animal Crossing. On the opposite side of things, Nintendo removed a useful feature from Mario Kart, sued a foreign supermarket for being called Super Mario, and fined an emulator $2.4 million. Okay, maybe that one was reasonable. But the point is that they seemingly contradict every good move with a bad one, leaving fans in a weird place, because Nintendo has some very old and outdated practices. In 2017, you couldn't monetize a YouTube video if it contains Nintendo gameplay and you weren't partnered with them. They showed resilience to create a pack-in game as seen with Welcome Tour, with Reggie Fils-Aimé telling the horrors of the sheer difficulty to convince higher-ups that Wii Sports should be free. Imagine the creator of Mario and Zelda thinking ill of you. That is nightmare fuel. So again, how, despite everything, is Nintendo still so successful? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's probably Nintendo's line of thinking. The company is in the best state it has literally ever been in. So clearly something is going well. Why change? Great question. The Wii to Wii U is why. Branding, direction, even the games themselves. Nothing changed. And the result? This. Nintendo is often perceived as a greedy company, but I know this looks bad, but let me explain. A lot of the time, they're just picking the better option of two bad ones. Uninformed people don't realize, get mad, and it spirals. Because fact checking on Twitter, giving context, the internet hates that. Okay, this is a difficult topic to talk about neutrally, so let me set the scene. Every single company ever faces a two-sided war. Public relations versus profiting. But why is it that when Microsoft does one thing, the same thing is worse for Nintendo? Perspective, maybe? Again, this seems like me siding with Nintendo, but don't worry. I come with case studies. Nintendo uses new technology which is expensive, so they use a workaround for devs, game keycards. Microsoft releases physical first-party games with fractions of the game on the disc to save money. Nintendo gets internet-wide hate and discussions. Microsoft gets a few angry Reddit posts, I guess. Okay, they're a bit different. It's hard to find decisions that are exactly the same, but you get the idea. I'm not justifying or hating on either one, and I'm trying to stay as neutral as a Nintendo fan can get. But if you think there isn't at least a slight disproportion in reactions, please comment why you think that, because I'm open to be convinced otherwise with sufficient evidence. Is it because Nintendo is known to be more secret about business practices while Xbox is not? The truth is that both companies are emulating the best public figure that they can, and seemingly Nintendo is doing a better job. In reality, they are just as bad as each other. To emulate a good company is to appear to the public that you care. Barely any companies actually care, because they kind of break a fourth wall by pretending to care in a way that creates more loyal customers, therefore making more money. I feel like nobody really has a problem with this because it's the only way to make the economy go round, but I find it interesting to see the different methods in which they go about doing it. Nintendo's current reputation to the general public is a family-friendly, fun video game company. They have successfully ventured into the world of filmmaking, but for the most part, they're known for gaming. So let's talk family friendly. That label is like armor for Nintendo. Most of their offline audience is casual gamers, and these people are like a wall of protection in which if you bring up the word Nintendo, most people associate it with Mario Kart games with friends or older memories on one of their systems. Lots of people say that they rely on nostalgia, but I kind of disagree in the way that I think it's just a byproduct of being so old and so successful for so long. In this aspect, Nintendo has such a one-up on other companies because they can make controversial decisions at the expense of only a fraction of the fan base because most people just won't be aware. This is one of the ways that they parry any major hate because of this core armor of casual fans, because to them, if they still release good games, they're still a good company. So while other companies have to do damage control every time something leaks or flops or seems controversial, Nintendo can just kind of ride it out. They'll trend on Twitter for a day, maybe a few weeks, and then the next direct drops and everyone acts like nothing happened. And it's not because people forgot, it's just that the games are still so good. That's the trade-off. That's how they seem so positive all the time. They essentially emulate positivity until there is positivity. Fake it till you make it. People think it's blind loyalty, but really it's just that casual fans aren't online watching every move. They're not reading articles about emulator lawsuits or checking if NSO is worth it. They're playing Mario Kart at their cousin's house or buying a Switch Lite on Amazon because they saw an Animal Crossing on an advert on TV. That's the audience Nintendo has locked in, and that's the audience that keeps their image clean, and that's kind of what makes them so untouchable. It's not that they're doing better business, it's that they've been doing the same thing for so long and it still works. That's what I meant earlier with the if it ain't broke mentality. People always ask when Nintendo will change, but if I'm honest, they don't need to. Just not yet. Every time you think, surely they've gone too far this time, they drop a new Mario or Zelda, or even just an old game with a fresh coat of paint like a remake or something. And then everyone lines up for it, everyone buys it. Sometimes that's frustrating, but it also kind of proves the point. They can get away with it. Nintendo emulates a good company with good games, and honestly it can be frustrating. Greedy decisions barely make an impact on the massive company, and I won't forgive them. Until they add themes to Switch.